Okay. Where is... Oh, you know, I'm so fucking dumb. I'm looking for my phone, and that shit is in your hand. That's
You got everything going?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. I'm just...
No, it's all right. Masters of None, episode 007.
007. This is the GoldenEye episode, in case you were wondering.
Yes.
No, odd job, you cheating ass bitches.
Justin's just updating our socials, which we forgot to do last week. Is it?
Bing, bing, bing.
And that's my voice reverbed into the microphone. I'm sure that sounded amazing for the headphone users.
Of course it did. Here.
Oh.
I don't know how to lock that strange Android phone. Get that thing away from
Isn't
me.
it crazy that the two devices, they do the same shit. They do the same thing, but when somebody hands me an iPhone, you might as well have handed me like whatever equipment you need for curling. You know that Olympic event, curling? Whatever tool you need to do that, you might as well hand me that shit. Because I don't know.
The brush
is it
or the rock?
Is it a brush or is it? I always envisioned it was like a light, like they were wet sanding the top of the sand of the ice. Is it a brush?
I thought it was like a broom or something, like some kind of a brush. Maybe they are wet sanding it. Maybe
I thought it was like a fine sandpaper they had there, and they wet sand it. That shit gets nice and wet, and
that's a good point. Actually.
Not only that, but it agitates the surface and makes it slippery because it's like melting the ice.
Probably
so it's
heats
kind
it
of
a little bit.
Water. Oh yeah, that too. The friction makes it warmer too. I don't know.
Us just fucking killing it on this scientific shit.
Yeah,
right now.
we pretty much just broken down all of curling. I don't even know if that's the fucking right terminology if we're talking about the same sport. That's the one with the dudes and they throw that rounded object. That's not a sport. I hate to say it, but that's not a fucking real sport.
What, curling?
The whatever when they
push the rock, that's curling. Yeah, I mean, what constitutes a sport?
Yeah,
that's the question, because I would say that's got to be a sport if bowling's a sport. You're way more active. Like, you don't tell me that guy's his triceps got to be shredded. He's
no doubt about it. That dude's shredded. Probably. Yeah,
come on, bro. So if that's a sport. I mean, if bowling's a sport, that's got to be a sport.
I had a friend of mine who used to always talk shit to me about baseball because when I was younger, obviously, you know, being Latino, especially from the Caribbean, you have to play baseball.
You had to fucking play baseball.
So one of my friends would always say, "Oh, baseball's not a sport because there's like dudes who are like obese in it, and like if you're like it can't be a sport because like not everybody's shredded, you know." And I was like, he's like, look at pitchers. He's like, all these pitchers, you know, they can't really run. They're not athletic. And I was like, you're fucking... And I just couldn't explain it to him.
It's not a sport. That's like one of the 4 major sports or 5 major sports that are ever discussed.
Yeah. Now that I grow up, though, I don't want to watch any baseball. I don't mind going to a game, but I don't want to watch it on television.
Yeah, I can't watch it either. I actually saw something. It was like some kind of documentary. They were explaining it. And they were talking about how it was the most boring sport to watch on TV until I forget who the hell it was. It was like one guy that revolutionized the way that you filmed and presented baseball games. And it started with like cutting to the crowd and cutting to the dugout and zooming in on the ump. Like if you notice, there's like a strategic way that they constantly shift the angle of the camera, because if not, you're just seeing some guy kicking the dirt.
Yeah.
He's just kicking the dirt, he's spitting, he's playing with his cup. You know, he's throwing a little rosin bag in the air. He's looking at the catch.
There's not really much going on.
It takes a long time nowadays to throw a pitch. It's not like it used to be when my dad was growing up, when you had guys like they would just get on and they would just pitch and they would just throw it back and they would just pitch. Like now,
there was no regulations back then. Now you can only throw X amount of pitches. Yeah. Like back then, it was crazy.
Motherfuckers were drinking whiskey in the dugout back then.
Whiskey, they're doing cocaine, my friend.
Smoking cigars like on the field.
I wonder, because since I don't watch baseball, I can't say this. Mm-hmm. So I do watch football though. And football, for some reason, no matter what's going on, like the game starts and finishes on time. Like there's always like something going on. And like very rarely sometimes maybe you'll get into overtime and like the game will go over a little bit. And, you know, the news anchor will say, like, sorry, Buffalo went into overtime or whatever the case may be in a pushover. But for the most part, it starts and finishes at the same time, which is crazy to me because if you think about it, that's fucking impossible. There's there's pauses in every game that are all different. How the fuck is this thing happening and finishing at the same time every time they broadcast it? It doesn't make any sense. And one of my friends, same guy who hates baseball, said he goes, it's a fucking dog and pony show, bro. They drag that shit the fuck out and they make it seem like it's something. He goes, but It's a fucking dog and pony show.
Yeah, man. I'm sure
Because they can finish earlier. How come some of them don't finish early?
Because they have freaking guys that are on the payroll, the refs that control the speed of the game. You know? That's why they're like, come on, let's go. Let's go, guys. Pick it up.
Hustle.
Like,
delay game.
On a hop. Remember when a fucking umpire would tell you that? Getting on and off the field, he'd tell you on a hop. I'd be like, fuck you.
You have to
Don't
hustle.
rush me, motherfucker. I'm playing.
My dad used to be yelling from the dugout, Bobby, hustle, Bobby, hustle.
Everybody loves that word in baseball.
On the double.
Hustle. On the double.
On the double was one of my dad's favorites.
Oh my
Let's go,
God.
Bobby. On the double. Let's go. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Do you want me to go twice as fast?
Yeah, everybody's fucking parents always had like these go-to statements. Come on, let's go, Bobby. Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball, Bobby.
Yeah. Dude, you want to know why I was never good at baseball?
Why?
Because I was definitely afraid of the ball from having the ball drilled at me.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I was so afraid of that ball, bro, that every time I caught a ball, and I got good at this because you got to think about it. I played pretty much my whole life. I didn't stop playing until high school. So not my whole life, but I played many years.
But of the years people typically play organized sports.
Yes, I played throughout. The only thing I didn't go and do is travel ball. And travel ball is not till you're older.
Yeah.
You know, so I got good at this technique that I had. But I would catch every ball I ever caught with my eyes closed. I'm not fucking kidding you. I would guesstimate where that ball, because I was so afraid of it that it was coming to me.
Maniac.
That it was coming to me, and I was just,
well, that's the most dangerous thing you could do.
I know, but I was so afraid of the ball. And I used to play third base.
Oh, the hot corner.
Or
so you're afraid of the ball, playing third base, closing your eyes.
Or most of the time I spent in the outfield. Because when you're young, like anybody fucking really hitting it like out there, like the way they're hitting it when you're older.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as important of a role because people don't have the ability to find the gap the way they do when you're older and you get that control. Not at least where the league I was playing in. So, and in the outfield, like it's a lot of pop flies, a lot of balls that come down at a good arc. So, I could catch the ball. Nobody ever said I couldn't field the ball, but holy fuck, could I not hit a ball to save my life? They would tell I remember my dad and uncle specifically saying to me one day, they were like, listen, you got to get walked. All right. I want you to go up there and I want you to stand as this is an interpretation. Obviously they didn't say it like this. They said it totally different. They're like, I want you to stand as if you were really good at baseball. They were like,
who said that?
My uncle. My dad's brother. My dad and my uncle are the coaches of this fucking team. And me and my cousin are on the team. And my uncle, he said to me, essentially, stand up there as if you're really good. He goes, like you're gonna cream it. Get up there and like get ready to fucking cream it.
Yeah.
I got walked that day.
Nice. There you go,
I made
man.
it on the base.
Up the on base.
Yeah, but I could never. Yeah, but I couldn't hit to save my life.
Yeah, man. I got crazy stories from playing baseball. Played baseball a long time, man. I got my buddy Sean tells this fucking story. It's the funniest. Yo, I'm gonna have him on here to tell this shit.
Damn, you're not gonna say it? Can we get a synopsis? Okay, good.
Yeah. There was this travel team, and when we played travel ball, we would go like, all over Long Island, sometimes out of state. Like he played on like the more expensive teams and shit like that. So,
okay.
Like, there was a lot of teams I didn't get to play with. But for this particular game, it was like these like corn-fed like country kids,
Oh yeah.
And I remember the kid's mom was up on the fucking hill. Yo, Sean tells this story. It's hilarious. The kid's mom is up on the hill with like these two big ass Rottweilers. And she's like, Butch! And he gets it to play. She's like, Butch! And the dog's like, like on the fucking leash. And she's like, hey, Butch! And he's like, yeah, mama. And she's like, hit a home run, Butch! And the dog's just like, yo, first pitch comes down.
Oh my God.
He hits the bomb and she's like, yeah, Butch, with these two fucking big ass Rottweilers on top of this hill. It was like a fucking comic book.
Oh my God.
She's just up on this hill like a fucking supervillain, yo, with two big ass dogs.
That's fucking hilarious. Dude, it's like the people who get up there and guys like was it Sammy Sosa? They used to like point to was that Manny Ramirez? Who was it? Everybody used to do it.
Babe Ruth used to do it.
Babe Ruth used to like point the bat at like where that ball was going. Yeah. But people get up there and they fucking say they're gonna blast it out the park sometimes, and they really do blast out the park. Baseball's a crazy sport. I do think it's not fun to watch. It's definitely fun to play.
Yeah, it's fun to play.
And
you just need too many people. Like you have to play organized baseball. Like Sandlot's not a thing. You don't have enough people to play to fucking have a baseball game.
Yeah,
all right, you
no.
need 18 participants.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very unrealistic to try to get. You can't. That's why they say basketball.
You could play alone.
You could play.
Or you
yeah.
can play with 2 people. You can play with 3 people. You can play with 4. You can play with 10.
Dude, I've ran like a half court, just a basketball court in front of somebody's house.
Yeah.
It had like 5-on-5.
That's what, bro. We always used to run half court games in front of people's houses on basketball hoops in the neighborhood. Like that basketball. I think that's another reason that basketball really explodes in areas where people don't, 1, have tons of people that are able to play.
Yeah.
Or 2, have the means to get to somewhere, to an organized sport like hockey, expensive as fuck. You know, baseball, expensive. You know, you need a
What
ton
about
of gear.
fencing? Where does fencing fall?
Fencing, good question. Good question.
Yeah.
I'm sure that gear's got to be expensive as hell.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It's probably
like
expensive.
$2,000 for one of those suits.
I tried out for the fencing team in my high school.
You guys had a fencing team?
They had people who fenced. I don't think they ever
Was it
competed.
like a fencing club?
Yes, I don't think it was I don't remember if it was a team. I immediately never went back after I told my homies, like, they're like, "Yo, what's up? Like, we didn't see you on the bus." I was like, "Yeah, I was trying out for like the fencing team and shit like that." And they were like, "Oh,
A fencing team.
when did you start telling people you like men? Like, does your mom know about this?" And I just never went back.
I'm sure there's some freaking super athletes, like those Olympic dudes.
No, fencers are athletes. 100%. Dude, they're fucking sword fighting. There's nothing. I wish I would have not listened to my fucking friends.
He said they're fucking sword fighting. They're simulating sword fighting.
They're fucking sword fighting. They're playing for keeps.
You ever see that shit in the Olympics? Like the systems they have now?
Bro, they look like little horse jockeys.
Bro, they light up.
Yeah, they light
Bro,
up.
when they
It's the same thing when you're doing it in high school. It just beeps. There's no light.
Yo, this shit lights up. Like
The whole suit lights
like,
up?
the suit lights up, like the helmet, I think, or some shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, so they're doing all this shit because you can't tell. You know, even
Yeah.
with the lights, you can't tell because these motherfuckers both light up.
Yeah, did you know they got two different? They got not two. They got multiple different swords. There's like a bunch of different swords. Bro, there's a science to this shit.
Wait,
This
so
isn't-
you swap during the match?
No, I think like it's like whether you play the cello or you play the violin. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna.
One's a little more sturdy. One's a
Yeah, they gave me like the needle one. That's the one I wanted because it was like the lightest. I thought I was gonna be nice with it.
little. Oh, you thought you were Arya, huh?
I swear I never thought about this, but if I could go back, I would join the fencing club again, and I would say fuck my friends
It's never too late, bro.
because that helmet thing. No, I'm not gonna do it now.
Yo, go join a fencing
No,
club, bro.
no.
Hell yeah.
I don't have that desire anymore. But I'll tell you why. Because that helmet that they wear, that shit's kind of cool. That shit would have made for a sick ass tattoo. Just a face.
Oh shit! So you
Just a helmet. That
So,
shit
yo,
would have been
just go
so
to like
badass.
go to like a summer camp fencing clinic or something like that, and then just now you're qualified to get the tat. Nobody could ever tell you didn't fence.
You think if I did 3 months fencing, I could get the tat?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if that qualifies me. I think people would say I'm a poser.
You're a poser, yeah.
Yeah. The second I went to get tattooed and I had a conversation with and I have a conversation with the artist and they're like, so, you fence? How long you been fencing? And I'm like, I started 3 months ago.
See, I'm actually thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it a lot.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You told me you had a lot of shit to talk about today. And
I guess.
today's going to be a shorter episode than normal.
Let me see. There's a couple things. First of all, can we talk about the fights? Mike Perry fucking missed weight by like 5 fucking pounds.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Yes. He fucking missed weight by like 5 pounds.
What?
Yes.
5 fucking pounds?
5 pounds.
This guy was posting fucking eating steaks and shit on Instagram the other day.
I know, bro. That's what everybody's been saying. They said that it was like super irresponsible. Like he was just eating shit.
You
like
think because
Boom
his
went
girl's
live.
pregnant that has anything
She's
to do with
pregnant?
it? Yeah, his girl's pregnant.
Damn.
You didn't know that?
That's
Did you see the fight? Did you see the
how fucking irresponsible is that shit? Your girl's pregnant and now you just had to forfeit 30% of your purse to your fucking Tim Means gets 30% of his money.
Damn. So, all right.
That's a lot of fucking money. That's a large chunk of what you were supposed to take home.
That's weird, bro.
30% of your purse.
Yeah, that's how. Listen, I get it though because it's not fair when people lose. When you weigh in heavy for a fight, it's not fucking fair to the other fighter who really put himself through it to cut down to that fucking weight.
Yeah, man. You feel better not having to cut all the way down.
You're in better shape than this guy who just completely dehydrated himself. We're obviously saying with that theory, it's also saying that they start off at the same baseline.
Yeah. He was like 20 pounds over like days ago. Like the day before.
He's heavy though. He's big.
Yeah, but when you're big like that, you gotta prepare for this. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's really no penalty. It doesn't say, there's no asterisk on your record. So really the only penalty is financial. That's really it, because you can still win. I mean, it's not like it's a title fight, because if it were a title fight, then you're not eligible to win the title if you didn't make money. So it's not like there's any kind of repercussions, no consequence.
Oh, the money.
Give away some of the money. Yeah, but who knows? Mike Perry's so popular on social media. Who knows if the majority of his money is probably coming outside of fighting.
Do you think that because this is not the guy he was supposed to fight? The original fight wasn't on.
Who was it again?
He was supposed to fight somebody else originally.
Okay.
When that didn't happen, I wonder if he thought that he wasn't going to get on the card.
Maybe he thought they were canceling him.
I wonder. I don't know. Either way, we're going to find out in his post-fight interview.
He's crazy either way. So
he's crazy, but he's got to win this fight. I'll tell you that for fucking sure.
Yeah, he does.
Because that crazy shit only that fucking Clay Guida fight style only goes so far for you to start fighting, like to continue to fight contenders.
Ugh. Remember what Vicente Luque did to his fucking nose with that?
Oh, my
I can't even believe he's still fighting.
Yeah.
That was the wonkiest. It looked like a cartoon. Dude, bro, it didn't look real. It looked like some Looney Tune shit.
That dude's a fucking psycho. You seen that video when he got into that argument with the
he
fucking
knocked out
dude?
Somebody's dad?
Dude, that not only was he somebody's dad, but that dude was 400 fucking pounds.
But that guy had no business following that man out. When somebody's that live and you're an old man, stay inside.
You got to be able to tell what level they're at, what percentage they're at. If this guy is at 150% and he's got a fade and neck tattoos, fucking face tattoos, stay the fuck away. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, if you're already in it, you're in it. It is what it is.
When you're older like that, there's no reason. At that point, you need to understand your place in the food chain. And just people don't respect the older generation anymore. Like
you talking about like in a pride, like if you were a lion and you were an older lion, the younger lion, once he could wash you, he's going to wash you. Yeah, there's none of that.
You cannot ever, like I tell my dad this, like my dad's on blood thinners and shit. Like I always tell my dad, like, yo, no matter what happens, I'm like, if you need to, I'm like, you just leave. Like, don't, because it's hard as a man.
Yeah.
When some kind of confrontation comes to you this way, inside you're like, fuck this guy. Yeah. Like, like as an older man, and it's like, you might have a little flashback to when you were rowdy and shit as a kid, or younger.
As a person in general, you got to have that in you.
Yeah, everybody does.
You got to know when it's time to fucking get it on, and the reasons. There's like reasons that play into it too.
Yeah.
Somebody's disrespecting your chick.
Yeah.
And they're at 150%, you better get to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like as an older man, you avoid that fight.
Yes, period. As an older man, you avoid it.
No matter who it is. I don't care if the kid's 17, if he's 20, unless you have some extensive martial arts training. And, if you're like a 65-year-old, 4 or 5 stripe black belt, and you still train, and the guy looks like he's out of shape or he's really drunk, maybe. But you're better off just leaving at that point.
Yeah,
just
100%,
leave,
100%.
man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just leave. That could have ended real bad.
Don't you have a story? And if you don't want to share it, you don't have to. About an old man running up on you in traffic?
No, that's my buddy also.
That's the same guy. Dude?
Yeah, man. He's got great stories.
All right, you don't got to tell his story. But sometimes old people...
Yo, we're going to have to get him on the phone one of these.
We could definitely do that. I wanted to ask you about, because you mentioned like old people and like respecting old people and whatnot. Mm-hmm. There's this like weird thought in some older people that for the rest of your life, you will have to treat them as if they're superior to you because they're older than you. You ever work at a job and like you're young, but like you just happen to get a decently good job, like in, in a restaurant, and it's a bunch of older people there who are paying their bills with that money. You're just a young kid and they believe like you got to treat them a certain way because they're older than you. And that got to a certain point in my life where I was kind of like, I respect older people, but it's a mutual thing. I'm going to respect you because you respect me. But the second you stop, I don't give a fuck how old you are.
No,
I'm not going to smack you. Yeah. And I'm not going to smack anybody,
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not going to allow you like to act a certain way because you're older.
Yeah, that definitely happens. I mean, I've experienced it in jobs. I've experienced it in school.
I think it gets to a point where like we all like develop as like as humans, right? And we get like more mature and we start learning things. But it gets to a certain point where it's like, all right, this is where it stops. Now we're equals, and I'm gonna get smarter, and maybe you'll get smarter too. But you could choose to progress, or you could choose not to. And some of these older people, I was like, you're just old. You're not any smarter. You're just older. Like we both got to be. Now we're both at that point where we know the same shit, and now I'm continuing to learn shit. You just never learned anything over the past couple of years.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, it's older people. I feel bad for sometimes because I'm like, this world is moving so fast. That
I would give them my parking spot if I had to.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wouldn't let them fucking.
But you mean they're not entitled to some superior respect?
Yeah, no.
If you're an asshole and you're 60 years old,
exactly,
you're just a 60-year-old asshole.
You understand exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm gonna treat you good because I treat everybody good because it's just my personality, right? But like the second you don't treat me good, I'm not gonna treat you. I'm not gonna treat you good because you're old. Yeah,
I feel sometimes I do. I think that it depends, I guess, on the degree of how, if they're just a super rude person and stuff like that, but they still think they're entitled to that respect. I mean, I give them a little more leeway because they're older. So
yeah,
you could like, I don't know.
I'm gonna give them a little more. I mean? But there's still an end to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's absolutely an end.
I'm gonna forgive some things that I wouldn't forgive for somebody younger.
Yeah,
but there's an end to this rope, old man.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I have a funny story like this. So tell me what you think about this. My girl and I one day we pull into a diner. Yeah. Right? We go to grab some takeout that we had ordered. So we pull into the diner, and as we pull in, this woman is in the truck next to us. And my girl says, I shouldn't have parked here. This lady's here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like super close. Of course, she's not looking. So she's like this, getting something out of her purse or something, swings the door open, bam, smashes into our car. Hard, bro. Hard. Like swung it open because in her mind, there was still no car there.
Oh.
Because we pulled in on her driver's side when she was looking away.
Oh.
So she was looking here and never saw that a car pulled up.
Yeah.
So she just swung the door open and hit our car so hard, bro. And my girl had like just gotten this car. So she's like, what the hell? She just hit our car. So she just looks at us, starts walking toward the diner. So I get out of the car and I'm like, excuse me. And she's like, and I said, ma'am. And she turns around and she's like, yeah. And I was like, you just smashed our car with the car door on your vehicle. Like you just hit our car. And she's like, yeah, I didn't mean to. And I was like, yeah, but you did. And she's like, okay. And I said, so you're not going anywhere until I check the damage. I said, if there's some kind of damage to the car or something, I was like, we're going to have to like talk about this, to have this panel, like, to have that like sanded down, whatever. But that
something needs to be fixed.
Something that's like a $500 job you're talking about. You know what I mean?
That's about on the money.
Any panel's $500. Yeah. So I'm like, please don't go anywhere. She keeps on trying to leave. So I'm like, stop leaving. But I'm a man too. So I don't want to say like, hey, you're not fucking going anywhere.
Yeah, because then she'll turn around and say rape.
Yeah.
Is that where that was going? Because that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Not all the way there, but yeah, I'm accosting her. Or I'm trying to hold her captive. I don't need any shit like that.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, rape.
Yeah. So my point being, this older woman was just fucking like shrugging us off like I'm late to a lunch date. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Honey, I'm 55 years old.
And I'm like, lady, like, have some goddamn respect here. Like, you know what I mean? So then she ended up staying and she was like, this is ridiculous. I said, it's not ridiculous. So now I'm trying to make sense to this stupid, stubborn Facebook
you could have been done already.
Yeah, this is a dumbass Facebook chain letter lady. You know that lady?
Yeah.
That's like, double click this twice if you want to give her some hope.
Are you kidding me? You remember how many people looked out the window on 420 to see if the moon was going to be green? You remember that fucking stupid hoax?
Wait, we got to get to that. Anyway, she ends up waiting. There was like a little nick in the door, but it would have cost more to go through insurance than it would to just have that shit done. So, but my point being, I told her, I was like, it's not ridiculous. I said, you hit our car. I said, would you leave if you backed into our car? Would you just leave?
It was an accident.
And we're in the car. I said, you didn't even say anything. You didn't say sorry. You didn't address it. You didn't do shit. You just got up and left. Anyway, forget it. Done.
I mentioned the moon thing. Do you want me to tell you about that?
Yes. What are you talking about?
Back in the day, there was this Facebook thing that
Now, back
went
in the
around.
day when? Okay, so back in the day in the time of Facebook.
2000, before our parents were on Facebook,
Oh my God.
there was, or it was during the transition. It was like April 15th, and you start seeing posts about a green moon coming in 5 days on April 20th, 420. And this shit started going around like wildfire, and people really thought that the moon was going to be green on April 20th. This is the same, since this is what we talked about last week, and I'm not going to get into it, but people like as like a
The
group,
distribution of false information, you mean, like online?
yeah, people are fucking retarded.
People are stupid as fuck.
The same chain letter people are the same people who believe that the moon was going to be green. The same people who believe that fucking Johnny Depp is dead every 3 months. It's like a fucking hoax, or this person's dead. Isn't that crazy?
It's fucking
People
ridiculous.
just legit start a lie. They just lie about things and they put it on the internet. The other day I was watching, I wasn't watching it. This came up in my feed. Damn, it was a rapper. I forgot who the rapper was. It was live. And everybody started saying, R.I.P. Lil Yachty, R.I.P. Lil Yachty, R.I.P. Lil Yachty. And he's like, the fuck? Lil Yachty died? And he hangs up. And he goes, you can see he's so sad in his face. He was just sad.
People are so
and he was
fucked
like,
up.
and he
And they
goes
were
to go check
trolling?
it. It was trolling him, bro.
People are so fucked up.
You know how many streams are perfectly fine and people are like effing the chat like it's fucked up and they're like, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. They're fucking, and it's just like, because people are just fucking trolls, bro. I've seen
People
so
are
many
fucked
good
up.
streams going on and somebody's like, we can't hear you. And he's like, what do you mean? And then everybody just jumps on the fucking bandwagon.
Oh my! What about the freaking Trump shit?
Oh my
I called
God,
you during that shit. Yo, I called this guy when I was watching that Giuliani press conference live. It was streaming on YouTube, so I'm watching it, and they're talking about what the evidence that they say they're going to present about the election, blah blah blah, what the fuck ever. And then all of a sudden, like, you see the screen changes to like some other. It was like almost like the link broke for a second or some shit like that. And then you hear these two kids come on. They're like, did you just see that? And he's like, yeah, like the Zoom call. And you hear them talking over this thing while Giuliani's talking about voter fraud and shit. And he's just saying, he's like, damn, that's crazy. He's like, they fucking leaked it. He's like, you think they can hear us? And he's like, nah, they can't hear you. He's like, God, they can't hear us. He said, that's ridiculous. I can't believe they leaked it. He was like, and what's that shit? He's like, you see the hair dye dripping down Giuliani's face?
He said that?
He said that live right on there while I'm watching it, bro. Hilarious. Yeah,
I've seen them do that. I've seen them do that. The last time I remember seeing him do it was during the press conference for the Mike Tyson Jones fight that Ariel Helwani was hosting. It was a similar format. It was on Zoom. And kids were jumping in there and just saying wild shit. They were just like, excuse me, I'm drinking seltzer water. They were jumping in there and saying like, Mike Tyson's going to win. You're going to fucking lose. Mike Tyson's going to win. They were just saying wild shit going on there.
That's so fucked up.
And I guess they would kick him off and everybody would act like they didn't hear it. But I'm sitting in my fucking house. I'm like, am I fucking losing it?
Yo, I'm telling you, I don't know why they're using that unsecured ass platform to do
God.
important shit. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you guys
when
doing?
I see companies, and Zoom's not bad. Zoom has some good functionalities, right? But there's another platform called Teams, and it's owned by a small company called Microsoft. You should probably
tiny little company.
Yes, you should probably use Microsoft Teams. It's, in my opinion, I would think, just like everybody would think and assume that it's much more secure. I know one of the differences is that you can't have as many people on the screen, and that's why some people prefer, or maybe the licensing is expensive. Who the fuck knows? But I would use Microsoft Teams. It's a program that my company uses, and I would recommend it to the U.S. government.
Instead of using WhatsApp to tell us what's going on in the government.
Dude, they got a Google Hangouts conference.
Not even, that would be better, to be honest with you. Jesus, man.
Yeah, super fucking weird. I know you brought some things you wanted to talk about. Is there anything in particular? Because I want you to be able to get it out, because next week it's old news.
Yeah, you're right. Hulu has new episodes of Animaniacs.
What is Animaniacs?
You never watched Animaniacs?
Oh,
Old cartoon.
the cartoon with like the little, was it like little?
Yeah, little like
Oh my God. It was like Looney Tunes, right?
yeah. It
Yes,
was
I do
Animaniacs.
remember. They have new episodes.
Yeah, Hulu apparently made, and the animation looks similar. I mean, it doesn't look like it's all fucking Pixar.
There was a bunch of like independent shows that, not independent shows, but those shows that are on their own, and then those characters were in that show. Like Pinky the Brain was like a character on that Animaniacs, right?
Yes,
Because all the other shows,
Yes,
every
you're right.
character had their own shows.
You're right.
But this was like a culmination. So for anybody who is not an '80s baby,
remember Buttons and Mindy?
who the
The
fuck
dog with the little baby. The baby would always be doing some crazy shit, and the dog would always be like getting killed trying to save her and shit.
Maybe I gotta see him. I do remember it. I do remember the show. I don't remember all the characters, but now you're saying it does sound familiar.
Yeah.
He's always like getting it, like he'll grab like something from her, and then it'll hurt him.
Yeah,
and then she'll
exactly.
just walk away.
He'll like push her out of the way, like an anvil falls on him and shit.
Yeah, I do remember that shit. But for the people who don't know, these were all like I said, they were independent shows, like independent cartoons. They were probably from the same company.
They were
but
like all like subsets of this one.
exactly
like mother show.
and then they put them all together. I'm at.
Let me see. I'm trying to see.
You watch Hot Ones?
No, what's that? Oh yeah. The Wings.
Yeah.
No, I've always meant to watch it because they do have some pretty awesome guests. Like every time I scroll by, I'm like, damn, that's probably good. I love that guy.
Yeah, there was a couple
And
things.
I never watch it.
I watch it, but like I went through like a wormhole this week where I was watching a lot of it.
Okay.
And it's such an interesting concept, and I'm surprised it's never been done before, right? You go on there, you interview somebody, you guys are eating chicken wings. It's like the chicken wings aren't so much a part of the show, but they really are a big part of the show. It's a great concept.
They affect the thought process, and that's such like a bro show that started like I'm sure that
Yeah.
was like some frat bullshit, that they used to do on
Probably,
like Fridays
yeah.
and then turn it into
I wonder
a
if they own the patent on like line up things and do them shows. Like, are they gonna do like? Can you do shots? You know what I'm saying? Can you do shots? Can you line up like joints? Can you fucking like? Where does it end?
Yeah, where
can you
does
do
it
these
end,
things? Not the shots and chicken
Laxatives.
wings, laxatives. Fucking, it's cool. One of the things that's pretty cool is that when they have people who are like vegans and shit like that, like Waka Flocka was on there, and Waka Flocka, believe it or not, is a vegan. So
He's a vegan.
he's a vegan, bro.
I haven't seen him in a while. How does he look? Does he look healthy?
He didn't look bad at all. He looks like he's doing real good. He says he invested a lot of money into real estate and shit like that. And he's doing fine. He said he really set himself up good to like
for him,
succeed.
man. That's how you
Remember
gotta
he
do
got
it.
into like that EDM scene, and him and like
Yeah.
Steve Aoki. Is that the dude's
Yeah,
name?
Steve Aoki and
was like doing his thing. I heard that failed miserably. I wouldn't know from first-hand experience because I didn't really listen to him, nor do I know much about him.
Well, that I don't know if the lifestyles don't mix
Yeah,
really. You're talking like dance music, peace, love, and Molly, and then you're talking like
trapping.
yeah, it's they're not really.
Did you see the Jeezy and Gucci Mane?
No, no.
You've heard about it though?
Yeah. I saw
Yeah.
like little bits and pieces of it, but I'm not really interested to watch those two.
I'm not interested to watch them, but it's super interesting to see them come together again. I've seen a bunch of memes like people are like, do we all forgot that like Gucci Mane killed this dude's mans or like shot his mans or something like that?
Yeah, they were like, oh, glad they like squashed their beef. Like it was something like that where people were just making smart ass comments on Twitter and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like Jeezy. Jeezy had some hard records.
Snowman?
but-
Are you kidding me,
Yeah,
bro?
man, he had
Jeezy
some
was
really
the
good
man,
records.
bro.
Remember, he first was in that group that Diddy had.
What? Making the band?
Diddy had no. Diddy had like this goon rap group, and Jeezy, I remember, he was killing the game because he had a group deal with him, but then a solo deal on another label, like it was like Def Jam or something. Swear to God, man, God damn it, we need a young Jamie right now.
Yeah.
They had he had two separate deals, one in a group and one solo.
He had an independent
Oh
deal.
man,
and
he was bodying it. He was and they were
Damn.
major deals. I'm pretty sure the group was with Bad Boy, and I think the independent was with Def Jam or Interscope, some shit like that.
Yeah.
It was like a legit
People were rocking those shirts. Remember back in the day, you used
Yeah,
to
the
rock the tall
snowman.
tee with the snowman on it?
snowman on it, man.
They were
Oh my
bootlegging
God.
them shirts out of every single
Crazy.
flea market.
Every single flea, the one with the shrink wrap J's that are turning yellow on
Oh
the
my
walls.
god,
They
bro!
all
I
had
remember they just used to iron that snowman on the shirt. You'd be like, what color do you want? I want a red one. All right.
They just had like clearance Christmas decorations,
Yeah.
and they were just sticking them on shirts.
you could bring your own white tee.
Or
White tees were a real big deal back in
remember
the
you
day.
used to cop white tees at the barbershop.
Bro, the barbershop, I used to be a bougie white tee man. I would cop Champs white tees, which in reality, it isn't bougie at all.
That kind of is like,
But I would
you
be
know,
the Champs. If Champs would have 5 for, was it 5 for 20? Or
yeah.
something like that? Was
They
it?
had it. So did Foot Locker. They all had those tables with all the
Yeah,
different
yeah.
color tees.
But the Champs ones were my favorite. They weren't obvious, because if you were a baller, you got, first of all, if you were a baller, you got the Ralphs. The Ralph Lauren one with
Yeah,
joints.
yeah, bro.
But underneath that, you get the Nike.
Yeah, you get the Nike shit or just the plain tall tees from the
Oh, the tall
barbershop
tees,
or, you
yeah.
know.
The tall tees,
Yeah.
they used to come in that pack. Remember they come in a pack?
Yeah. Remember, motherfucker? Nah. The tall tees, they used to come like individual, like the ones that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
they
on
used
the
to come
tables.
in like a clear bag, and it'd be like a double XL dress.
Yeah, bro. That was
I used to
crazy.
have,
with the thick collars.
oh my God, remember the camo?
Yeah,
When people
bro.
started rocking camo thermals. I had the illest.
Used to layer for the accessories. People used to put 2 t-shirts on, like a colored t-shirt and then a white t-shirt over it so that a little bit of the collar would peek out and you could see the
Nigga.
color.
The accessory game
Oh,
was crazy bad.
With the
I re-
do-rag and the laces, everybody had that shit.
I remember somebody, because I only get one pair of sneakers in the beginning of the year. My
Yeah.
parents, they're
Right.
like, yo, you got to get the white ups, and then you just get a bunch of laces.
Yeah, and you just switch
And
them
then
up.
you switch them up on niggas. And then you remember the different kind of, you could have laced your, there's like different styles of lacing
and
your
there'd be
sneakers.
multiple. I'd have multiple laces in my sneaker at the same
Yeah,
time.
you had the box ones,
2
the
pairs of
cross
laces.
ones.
It'd be like 4 bows all on my shit. She looked like a fucking Christmas present.
Bro, I remember having the shell top Fat Farms.
Oh man, the Fat
Ooh,
Farms.
remember
bro.
Fat Farms?
Fat Farms with the big old tongue.
Hell yeah. And
Damn.
they had the powder blue joints, and they used to have these like white laces that had like a metallic flake of like powder blue in them. And I thought I was killing the
Yeah,
game.
bro. God damn, I remember that, bro. I remember that. Saucony's used to fucking hit in my fucking school for a
What
few
was
years.
that?
Saucony's, the running sneakers. They're like New Balances.
Oh, okay.
You know, so man, the Saucony's were fucking rampant in my school. I remember when I was in junior high school, man, everybody had Saucony's with the 2 pairs of laces, bro. Everybody.
You remember the Dickie waves?
Yeah, bro.
They had to ban Dickies from my school because the gangs were
Used to
just
wear their colors.
coming in a solid color
Oh, my
like
God.
outfit.
Yeah, bro.
You would have 14 dudes at the end of the hallway with like a solid red Dickie suit. Or you go down another hallway and it's like the blue suit. You know, there's like, there'd
Yeah.
just be the green one. And then, yeah. And remember, yo.
They canceled our pep rally because of that gang shit.
Bro, they used to do so
Because
much.
people, you're supposed to wear a color for your class. Like for your,
Oh.
like freshmen will wear this color,
Yeah.
sophomores will wear this.
Nope.
They did not listen to the grades. Everybody was just wearing colors everywhere. And they
Bro,
were like,
they-
they canceled the whole pep rally.
They
bro.
banned Celtic jerseys at my school because from one day to another, all the blood started wearing green, and they just mad Celtic jerseys everywhere. And they just was like, oh, can't wear that color either. They just stopped letting people wear colors. So you couldn't wear solid color shirts in my school. You could wear white tees.
White
you couldn't
tees.
wear solid yellow, solid red, solid blue, none of those things.
Absurd, bro.
Or and if you had something wild on your shirt, turn it
They make
inside
you
out.
turn it inside out. Yep, we
Remember
had
that
the same
shit?
thing. We had the same thing. I remember I had the Stone Cold shirt.
Oh
The
yeah,
Stone Cold Steve
turn it
Austin
inside
shirt.
out.
Yeah, I had to turn it.
Nah.
I got away with it for mad long, for like weeks. I got away with that shit. I was like, yeah. And then one day they were like, turn it around. I'm like, fuck.
You know what's
man.
crazy is that you can now, if you do that shit, I'm sure they just send you home. Like they didn't want to. It took a lot to be sent home back in the day.
Yeah.
It
did
took a
take
lot. Like
It
they
did
weren't
take a
going to
lot.
send you home.
Nah. Yo,
You
they
wanna
just
go
used to
home.
send kids home with no parents coming to get them. They'd just be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here and shit. You're out of here for the day. Just to send you out into the street.
I don't
You
want to
just-
talk to you anymore.
They would just go out of the building like, nah, fuck out of here. Like, his school day's over. And now where's he going?
I remember always thinking it's crazy because it was a no smoking campus. My school, first of all, it was a closed campus, so it wasn't like these California kids that
Yeah,
be
where you
going
could
out
just
for
leave
lunch.
for lunch.
You could.
My girl tells me shit about her school. She's like, yeah, we just used to leave. Like, you could just leave. Like, you could set up your schedule to where you had 2 periods back to back. She's like, and you could just leave and go get food. We used to go and get lunch.
What? It
Yo,
was.
they had a grill, open grill in her high school where you just order what you want. She's like, you can go in the morning, open in the morning. You go a little early and get a breakfast sandwich. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese in your school. They make it for you. And it was
What?
like $1.
Is that real?
Like, oh yeah. She's like, yo, you could get a burger made. Like every day they had the alternates. I was like, yo, we used to get peanut butter and jelly and that's it. I was like, that was our alternate, you know? And she's like, nah. She's like, we used to, like, you go to the grill. get a burger made, get a grilled cheese made, get like a hot sandwich, get French fries.
Bro, listen to me when I tell you that lunch in my school was a $1.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember if there was an alternate. I don't remember if you could get like a bagel. First of all, the breakfast, you could get a hot butter bagel or some chips or something.
Well, you couldn't even get it hot at my school. They would just give it to you in just cold cut.
No, when
it would just be cut open.
Bro, they give you half a stick of butter in a bagel that's wrapped in tinfoil.
Ooh,
when I tell you
dripping
that this
everywhere.
thing was, the outside of the tinfoil was wet. It was wet. It was wet, bro. It was just, you just think that's what they use in curling.
Yeah.
That bagel from my old high school, bro. And you would get a bag of Doritos and a hot butter bagel.
And some Welch's fruit snacks.
No, they had that. You had to pay if you could get that if you had money.
Oh yeah, that was like an extra 50 cents.
That was like if you had money. Like you're not getting that. Yeah, you're not getting on a lunch plan.
Yeah, no.
And you could they had chocolate milk and strawberry milk.
See, you couldn't get the only thing that you could get with the lunch money because that was a separate line. It was called like the snack line.
Yes, same thing in my school. The snack line was for the balls. And I wasn't even on a lunch plan. My parents only just gave me enough money to get lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like what they were.
Yeah, it was like $1.25.
Yeah, exactly. It was $1.25. Some people were on a lunch plan where they get it for free. Like they just come up and they say, "What's your name?"
Yeah, it's a black ticket. I had one of those when I was a little younger.
I didn't get the ticket, but my parents would have been like, "Well, how much is lunch in your school?" It's $1 and change. They give me, at the beginning of the week, $8 or whatever.
Yeah.
So
there was a black ticket that was free and a red ticket that cost $0.25. It was 25 cents. If you had the red ticket, you would give them the red ticket and 25 cents, or you would give them the black ticket and no money, and they would just like punch it.
Never in my school was anybody ever looked down on for getting free lunch, I just thought of it right now. That wasn't, nobody ever said, "Shut up, you broke. That's why you're getting free lunch."
Yeah.
Never.
Nah.
Never ever heard that.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like me and my girl talk about this because she went to like a good school with a lacrosse team and shit, enough said. She went to school with a lacrosse team. So when we talk about stuff, like she talks about like bullying that happened in her school and like the cool kids and like the uncool kids. And I'm like, we grew up in areas that were not very good areas and how people would generally, describe them. But there was no crazy ass bullying that went on. No. I don't know if you remember, like, there were gangs and there were fights and, but the gangs never beat up anybody that wasn't opposing their gang.
Yeah, they weren't going up to people's lunch tables and fucking with kids. They were cliques.
Getting picked on. Yeah, nobody's getting picked on. Like there wasn't any like homophobia. Like we had a couple gay kids in our school, but they were fine. One of them was on the cheerleading squad and shit.
There was no homophobia in my school.
Everybody left them alone. Like nobody gave a fuck. Yeah. Nobody gave a fuck. Like
nobody gave a fuck about that in my school either. Yeah, we said homophobic things. Yeah, but they weren't because
intended to be that way.
Yeah,
that was just the culture of growing up.
Yeah, but we never cared if you were gay, straight.
Nobody cared about that stuff. Nobody got picked on. Like my girl, like would tell me stories and shit about like people really getting like tormented like for years. Like if you're the kid they pick on, like they pick on you from fucking kindergarten all the way till 12th grade is over.
Because you know why? That school, everybody knows each other. Our schools are so saturated with people that you don't know everybody in your school. Yeah, you know how many motherfuckers told me they graduated my year, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck.
Bro, I meet people to this day at work. They're like, "Oh, you went to such and such school." I'm like, "Yeah." They were like, "What year did you graduate?" I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, me too." And I'm like, "What?
Who the fuck are you?" In her school, everybody probably knew everybody.
Yeah, and I guess it was just
my school's like cliques.
I don't know.
Like you were with the people who you were with.
Yeah, you were with the people you were with, and the groups never got involved. They never, like, people would go from table to table in cafeteria. Like you had a bunch of different groups of friends where you could like go around and just chill, and everybody was cool with everybody. Like everybody played basketball. Like everybody, we used to have freestyle Fridays in our cafeteria. They used to let us rap battle on the microphone,
smacking on the table.
They used to let us get the microphone, the PA system in the cafeteria, 7th period lunch. I swear to God, bro. Swear to God. They used to let us freestyle battle in there. You know how crazy is that? They give us the mic, but the only way I just spit everywhere. The only way you were allowed to is if everybody behaved. There couldn't be any fights, and you had to listen. When they told you guys to quiet down, everybody would listen, and then the last 15 minutes of lunch, they would let us rap battle.
That's insane.
In the front of the cafeteria, bro.
You know what was big in my school?
What?
Volleyball. For some reason, even no matter how gangster you were, people used to literally cut the entire day and spend it in the gym playing volleyball during like volleyball season.
Really?
When it was like it's unbelievable how
You guys had a good team?
No, we didn't have a team. It was just something that like,
was just fun?
it was a part of the curriculum. So for 3 months you play fucking badminton. For 3 months you play fucking volleyball. For 3 months you do fucking calisthenics, whatever it is. It was a part of the gym curriculum.
Yeah.
So everybody would just like people would no, I'm not joking, bro. People would cut class and go to the gym and play and jump and play volleyball.
Bro, I believe it because we would cut class and go play basketball during the basketball unit. Like, because you know how everybody's doing the same, like you said, the
Yeah.
curriculum. So when it was basketball time in gym, yo, they literally would have security in there combing through everybody.
To see who's in class
there and who's not, because it'd be packed in there, everybody, and they're like, "No way, all you guys are in this gym class." There'd be like 100 motherfuckers playing basketball in there, yo. Like, I mean, we used to come with our basketball shorts on under our jeans.
Oh, that was the style back
Under
then,
our jeans, bro. So
you
then
were
we
just
would come-
always ready to
we would
ball.
we would just pull our jeans down, put them in our backpack, and then it looked like we were in the gym class because now we were changed. So now we had our basketball shorts on and shit. And man, everybody used to do that. There were 2 teachers. I won't blow their spot up, but they used to get me and one of my boys. They used to come and get us out of class. They used to come and get us and say that they needed our help. And then we would go and play in the empty gym.
That's sick.
Yeah, 2 teachers. We would play 2-on-2. Me and him versus them 2.
Did you that is crazy.
Yeah, bro. They would
That's
come get
fucking
is that
cool
crazy,
as
bro?
fuck.
They would
Yeah.
come get us, yo, and they'd be like, yo, come on for a little while. They'd
Were
be
you
like,
on a
"Oh, you know,
team?"
we're-" Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so they just used to bring us out to.
You get back to class, you're fucking sweating profusely.
Yeah, man, it was fucking so fun though,
Yeah.
man. That was what I loved was basketball season. Basketball in gym and also basketball season.
No, volleyball was lit.
That shit
People
was fun,
people
man.
might have been playing basketball, but not nearly as much as boys, girls, girl, boys. They all cut class to go to play volleyball
See,
for some weird reason.
That's a good reason right there. Is
When I got to college, I
play.
played volleyball too. Not for the team, but I took it as a college class because the first college I went to,
Yeah,
a community college, which I liked. I'm not talking bad about community college. I think it was great. But I took a volleyball class there, and me and my best friend took it, and we were asked to leave this class because we were treating it as if we were in high school. Keep in mind, it was his freshman year. It was my sophomore year.
Oh, so you guys were in 13th grade,
yes,
pretty much.
bro. We were in there wilding out. I remember the first time we were asked to leave, and we almost got dropped from this class because we were arguing about who is gonna be like he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be Frodo, and you're like the other dude." And he's like about to serve the boys like for Frodo, and I'm like, "No, you're not gonna be Frodo." And I would like go over and like push him, and I'm like, "I'm Frodo, like I'm leading this
He's
show."
like, "What are you guys doing right now?"
And yeah, and this guy's like, "Yo, you guys are in college, like you can't be acting like this." But now, in hindsight,
In retrospect, you're just like, yeah, we were stupid, but
yeah,
big
we
deal.
were just dumb. Yeah,
Big
we
fucking
made
deal.
it through. Listen, you're teaching.
Nobody's coming out of this gym class straight to the Olympics, buddy.
Yeah, get the fuck out. You know
Yeah.
why we're here, buddy? You know
Yeah.
why we're here?
Yeah, because the lady that sits in the office said, if I don't take this, I can't fucking get out of here with that little piece of paper.
Yeah, so I took volleyball and weight training, and guess what? I'm not doing either or professionally right now, so I don't give a fuck.
True.
Yeah, it'd be sweet if I did, but I don't.
So, yo, you sticking to the 10-person cap for the holidays? Or what?
Thanksgiving? You can't tell Latinos how many people we could have on our fucking
Yeah, I'm like
house.
10-person cap for the holidays. I was like, that's just a Monday.
That's just the people in the house.
Yeah, that's just Monday.
So we can't have anybody over?
yeah, I mean,
No. So in my house, there's going to be realistically,
don't snitch on yourself now.
there's going to be 10 people.
Good for you. Good for you, 10. I think we're going to lowball it at my house. I think we're going to lowball it. It's easy to have a small gathering when, Puerto Ricans and my lady's family's Italian. It'll be a very small gathering.
You know how fucking ridiculous that is that
Go ahead. Speak your mind, son.
it's so fucking dumb that you think that you can tell people, first of all, that this fucking blasphemous holiday anyways. You're lucky I even celebrate this shit. All right?
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm even doing Thanksgiving because I know what really happened.
Yeah.
All right? We know already.
Yeah. Yeah, but, it's...
But I'm going to do it because it's tradition. And honestly,
yeah, this is like the day that marks when they handed out, like, smallpox blankets.
exactly. Yeah,
So, like,
exactly.
everybody, right?
But the truth is that the way our family celebrates it is not because of it's Thanksgiving. It's a time of year to celebrate with your family. And
It's the holidays.
exactly.
You know?
We're not sitting, nobody, when Thanksgiving is served at my house, nobody's saying, Thank you, pilgrims, for settling this land.
And god dang, that Mayflower was hot.
Yeah. Taking what's not yours and infecting everybody else that was there. So no, we're not thanking them for the genocide. We're thankful for being together and shit like that.
Yeah, for family.
So, but I don't know. It's ridiculous to think that you could tell people how many people they could keep in their house when you, in fact, like I would love to see what's going to go on in his house.
Yeah. What do you think? It's going to be 10 people? Please. He says, you see the sheriffs are refusing to enforce it.
You can't enforce that. It's not law.
Yo, he said he signed an executive order that says that this is like the limit. And the sheriff, I watched the sheriff literally discuss this. He used to be an attorney. All right. This guy knows the law inside and out. He's like, I was an attorney. I was a prosecutor. Like, he did all this shit. And he's like, he said, the reason why an executive order works with a cap on attendance in a restaurant and stuff is because they operate under a liquor license that's controlled by the state. So for that reason, they have to comply with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then he controls you. He essentially distributed the license to you technically through the state.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
Exactly. So he can do that kind of shit. But for him to think that this extends to private residences, he's fucking out of his mind.
Yeah,
he's out of his mind. Like, what do you think? Like, he says that he wants them to report to places.
Is Cuomo?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says expects law enforcement to report to homes that are reported as being larger gatherings, and also people that are seen not, or if they happen upon a house, law enforcement that happens to have a higher amount of people in it. Do you know what this means? This is what I tell people. People are like, oh, but it's good for the pandemic and flattening the curve or whatever. Listen to me. Listen to me when I tell you, if you think that it stops here, if we for 1 second allow this guy to think that he can send law enforcement in your house because there's too many people there, think of what the fuck he's saying.
Yo, even if it wasn't, you can't come to my house to check anything.
No.
Nothing.
No, you can't step in my driveway.
First of all, when you pull me over, that's like saying you're gonna no, absolutely not. You're not gonna come over my house and incriminate me for anything.
No, this is my house.
Get the fuck out of here.
I live here.
Because you know what's gonna happen? First they get there and then they say, "Oh, I noticed you got a pit bull. This is no pit bull area over here."
Yeah. Oh,
so we're gonna have to write you up on that too.
Yep. Somebody complained.
The drapes. There's not enough clearance in the drapes.
Yeah. You know that bullshit.
Yeah.
What you guys got going on around here?
Yeah, there's
some turkey in the oven. Oh yeah. Thought I smelled a little reefer. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Get your dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not fucking coming in and doing a head count at my house.
Yeah, that's not happening. So, yeah. How would you know? So what, you expect them to respond to every call? Yo, one of the sheriffs said, from one of the counties in New York State said, we got much more important things to worry about than how many cars are parked outside your driveway and how much turkey and cranberry sauce you bought at the grocery store to see how many people it feeds.
I'll tell you right now, it's going to be very deceiving the amount of cars outside my mother's house this fucking holiday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, I was like, haha, I live in a complex. Touche.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
It's just crazy because I think to myself, I'm like, how fucking dare you? How dare you think that you could do this?
That's not even that many people,
bro. No, and the curfew and shit. Did you see Gavin Newsom on the other side of the fucking country in California? He says you're not allowed to be outside past 10 p.m. and before 5 a.m. So now he's made a curfew unless you're an essential worker. He says 5.
That's literally illegal. That's like illegal. Bro, like it's like, does it defy the Constitution?
How the fuck is this a thing? And in Oregon, they had the cap for inside of a residence was 6 people. In New York, it's 10. But so what kind of bullshit are we making up here? What is
ridiculous. I'll tell you one thing. I would love to see the first I wonder if this is law that's being thrown down or if this is like guidelines, because I don't think anybody's being prosecuted for any of this stuff.
No, it's not law. This is what I'm saying.
It's just dumb. It's
like when they were showing up and arresting gym owners. Did you see any of those videos? Cops were showing up and arresting gym owners for having people working out in the parking lot. And he's like, yo, how can you arrest me? He said, I'm not committing any crimes. And they were like, come on, buddy, you got to come with us. And they put handcuffs on him and put him in a squad car. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Did that happen to Bradley Martin?
I don't know.
because Bradley Martin's got a lawsuit going on right now, and
Does he own a gym?
Yeah, he owns Zoo Culture in California.
Okay.
And for the people who don't know who Bradley Martin is a YouTuber, fitness guy, fucking enormous dude. Dude's like, I want to say like 6'6", like 300 pounds.
So he got wrongfully arrested?
He has a lawsuit going on right now with the state of California, and I wonder if that's what it is. He doesn't talk about it.
Well, he probably can't talk about it.
And because he can't, and I never looked into it because I'm not a fucking drama queen. So
no, but I watched this.
But I wonder if that was him. And
I saw the guy. It's definitely not him, but I'm sure it probably happened to him too.
Well, he has something going on, and he also has he had something, I forgot what the name for it, but he had a day where like he had people come to the outside of his gym and like protest to like reopen gyms, and they called it something. It was like a bro fest or something like that, or like
like he branded the gathering?
Yeah, like he branded it. It was crazy. It was a lot of people that showed up. You know, anytime these YouTubers do anything,
yeah,
like they shut the fucking block down.
Yeah.
These guys are the new fucking boy band people. Like anybody who doesn't see this right now, what's happening right now with YouTubers.
Yeah.
YouTubers are fighting the co-main event for a fucking Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, I know.
A YouTuber and a basketball player.
Yeah, a retired basketball player that never fought before. Yo, it's all about views. It's all about views, bro. They know they get eyes to the television. Like,
isn't that insane?
It's we built ourselves up to this kind of media platform. This is just what it is. It's when it's strictly based on money.
Yeah.
And what translates to dollars is views. Views translate to dollars. So at this point, it's not about a contest of the best people. It's not about any of that. It's about who's going to get eyes on the television.
And I think it does two things. What it does is that it takes an audience that it wouldn't normally watch a boxing event, right? Mm-hmm. And it makes them watch it. And hopefully what it does for the sake of the sport of boxing, which is, I think it's like a kind of a like it's dying in my mind. Like I don't want to watch it as much as I used to want to watch it growing up. Like,
I'm more intrigued to watch this event than I have been for a boxing fight in years.
100%. So I think.
So what does that tell you?
It brings.
And I grew up watching boxing.
Yeah, me too. And it brings eyes to the sport. 100%. Hopefully, some of the people stick around and they continue watching it. But I wonder if boxing's any less corrupt than it used to be.
No, absolutely not.
How are they generating the revenue they generate, and the mixed martial art fighters, the Bellator fighters, the UFC fighters, the ONE fighters? How are they not getting the numbers that these guys are getting? Like how
they dominated for a very long time, but trust me, that's going to change.
But I want to know and I always say this, and I don't look it up. I got to know what the CompuBox numbers. Those are like the views.
No, CompuBox is strikes landed in a boxing match.
Oh.
That's a different. Yeah, you're talking about like
what's that view? There's like a view count that they do. It's not. Is it box office numbers? Is it maybe? It's not.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's like
there's some kind of box numbers that. But let's just say views. What's the fucking deviation? What's the difference between the amount of people who watch an MMA event, whether it's any of the organizations, versus the amount of people who watch these boxing events? They can't. It might be biased.
That there's even a.
It's hard to believe who the fuck is watching boxing.
I know, but it's weird because it's a. Boxing is still hailed as the ultimate fighting sport in every hood.
It's so fucking dude.
In every hood, they think like Floyd Mayweather would beat Conor McGregor in an MMA fight, and I'm like, you guys are so confused.
It doesn't make any sense that you. Maybe I want to watch a Tyson Fury fight, like if they put on it like the trilogy.
Yeah.
Like I would want to watch that.
Yeah.
But that's
it.
Once every 2 years.
That's it.
Who the fuck is watching this sport? And there's people fighting.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe
there's a lot of people fighting.
Maybe it's just big outside of America. Maybe the American numbers are really down, but outside of America,
in Mexico, yeah, it's huge in Mexico. Boxing is huge in the UK.
It's huge in Latin America.
Yeah, it's huge in the UK. But see, that's the thing is MMA is huge in certain places, but it's spreading. Like it's pretty small in Mexico, but they have a very big fighter that's fighting tomorrow night. You know, a very big fight, like a fighter that's coming up. So
they got some good Mexican fighters. What's the woman's name?
Yair Rodriguez is good.
The woman, she's got real sharp boxing.
Like the boxing chick,
She just fought. She lost that fight.
Yeah.
I forgot. I wish I knew who she fought Holly Holmes, didn't she?
Yeah. And
she fought Holly Holmes.
She just couldn't get Holly to stop rotating to that one side, and that killed her.
I think that Holly Holmes is, you know how I feel about Holly Holmes. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, so they do got some fighters.
But boxing and MMA, I really don't understand. Like because I grew up watching boxing my whole life. I boxed for a while. To me, I can't go back to watching boxing after I watch real fights in MMA. Like when people call boxing a fight, I'm like, that's not a fight. Like it's the same thing in jiu-jitsu. They call jiu-jitsu matches fights. To me, that's not a fight. And boxing is not a fight. You know, MMA is a fight.
Yeah.
MMA is a fight. Closest thing you're going to get to a fight unless you're out in a bar in a parking lot.
Yes. These need to be deemed a different word.
Yeah, like boxing is a contest.
Yes,
you know, it's a contest. To me, it's people do get hurt, but you know, you have people that there's so many rules in terms of limitations on striking and limitations on technique. Like you're only allowed to punch.
There's so many rules.
You're only allowed to punch.
And you're only allowed to punch certain places.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like it's not
that's true. From the navel up.
And can you punch somebody turn around? You
can't punch him in the back. Can't punch him in the back of the head. Can't punch him in the back of the neck.
So you can and there's weird rules that people develop technique around these rules. The way people hook the arm and grab the arm and throw these like inside shots is because of all the rules that they have that are like implemented. They could stop you in the middle of an exchange and separate you guys.
Yeah.
You can't do that in mixed martial arts. There's
you can, but those referees are trash.
Not in an exchange. Yes. But if they're standing up and one guy's got one arm hooked and they're both throwing that inside fucking hook.
Oh yeah, no,
they're not. Nobody's stopping that fight.
No,
nobody's stopping that at all.
Fighting in the clinch, like that's where a lot of fights happen. Like to me, boxing is only useful because now my mind is starting to go to like self defense and thinking about real fights.
It's good for self defense. It's not bad.
It's okay for self defense. I mean, if you're in a situation where you know that.
It's good for prison and hood fights.
It's not even good for prison.
It's definitely good. It's not
as good for prison if they have those hood rules set up. Like, no, stand up. Like, you know, when growing up, like that'd be just
that's how it was. Yeah. It's like we're gonna stand this up. Like, no, get off of him.
Bare knuckle boxing in the street. Like that's how you would fight somebody in the neighborhood. Like you end up on the ground, everybody stands you up, stops the fight and stands you up.
Yeah.
And it's like that what is that? They don't do that everywhere.
Yes. Sometimes there's no rules and I might hit you with a trash can or a brick.
Exactly.
Or I might grab you and hold you down.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just to me, boxing, I can't watch it after I've watched guys get head kicked and guys get choked out. Like all the time when I'm watching boxing, I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I'm like, you'll get choked in this situation. Like,
you know what else I think? You know what else I think is, and sometimes I think it's crazy that they let these dudes get knocked out and then they stand them up and like count in their face. And
no, that's another thing. MMA is safer in that regard.
Yes,
I think a fight gets stopped so much easier in MMA.
100%. I think that the fact that they let these dudes get fucking punched in the head with these dudes with fucking what is
8 ounce, maybe 10.
That's half a pound, bro.
Yeah.
Half a pound in your hand, plus the hand and the force of the hand. That's like holding a small fucking item and hitting somebody. Yeah. It is like small holding.
Like, have you seen Gervonta Davis knock that dude out?
Which knockout was it?
The uppercut. Like,
a week and a half
ago. Bro, that was such a devastating knockout. Like, that's as bad as anything you'll ever see in MMA.
It increases
as bad
momentum,
as a head kick, as bad as anything.
Everything. So yeah, and then the fact that they let these dudes stand up after clearly being knocked down, and then they count. The fuck out of here, bro.
They count in order to give them time. It's really like, I'm counting, clear your shit up because this ain't over yet. 2.
Yeah, you got 8. Come over here.
Damn, he ain't doing too good. Let me stop the count. Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get the bucket out of the ring.
Yeah.
No coaching, please. 4.
So,
5.
Yeah, and what do they do? What do they even do when they're grabbing him and pulling him forward? What are they doing?
It's seeing his balance and stuff. That's why they say, come to me, like, because sometimes.
And then they grab their gloves and pull them.
And they wipe their gloves off and shit like that because if they fell on the canvas, touch anything, like, you know, so they just wipe their gloves.
I always felt like they were just like, come over here. Yeah, you're good. Get out there.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's like they're supposed to have them like, look at me. Like, do you want to continue? You're supposed to ask them a question. It's like a pretty quick neuro check, I would imagine. Like the way you would assess neurological status. Like you ask them like, you with me? Like, what's your name? Are. Like, what's your name? Like, you know, okay, like come to me, check their balance real quick. Look at their eyes, you know, see their balance, pull on them a little bit, see if they resist the pull, see if they're able to like, you know, not fall down and shit. So I imagine that's probably what the ref is trying to do, but I don't know, man.
It's not what happens.
It's anyway. My point being that MMA, in my opinion, is a real fight. I can't.
100%.
I can't. And I have this disagreement constantly with people, and it's always people that have no understanding of MMA. Like I have an understanding of both, as do you. Like it's. I just can't.
I think that even most of those people, they don't even watch boxing either.
No, they can't, because to think that.
First of all, it's not easy to watch boxing because you can't just turn the TV on and find that shit.
No, you're right.
You have to. Watching boxing is just as hard as watching One or Bellator. Like you got to want to watch it and go look for it.
Yeah, and you have to be kind of in the culture to know these fights are coming up.
Exactly.
Because it's not like it used to be where people were watching TV and they'd be commercials for the fight. And like now, unless you're looking for boxing, it's not just going to come across your feed, because now we get most of our updates on social media and YouTube and stuff.
Yes.
Unless you watch boxing videos already, YouTube's not going to show you a boxing match.
100%. So boxing's already like hard to follow in that regard, that, you know, like you can't just, it's not, and there's so many different organizations and like clubs and belts. It's bad for so many reasons for me. I respect it for being whatever it is. But like I mentioned earlier, I think it's dying out, especially in the States. And I think that the more people will like start to watch MMA and like get dragged into the MMA world, the more people will just start realizing, this is kind of a lot softer than we thought it was.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that are coming to MMA would have gravitated to boxing years ago. But now as they're coming up, the exposure of MMA, they're interested in MMA.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, which I'm looking forward to that. I loved it. Like the athletes coming out now, bro. The fighters coming up now, like the young guys. God damn it, they're so good so early.
Dude, you watch the fighters that Dana's got on his show?
Contender series?
These guys look like contenders. They look like fighters.
Yeah,
they're
bro.
going in there. If you remember back in the day and you watched it when it came out, I had to rewatch it. But The Ultimate Fighter, they weren't as good as these guys are now. The Ultimate Fighter, they had like, you know, some of the dudes were more characters. Some of the dudes, like, they were probably good amongst their friends, but they would get there and they would like get clearly dominated. It wasn't like the level of competition, in my opinion, that appears in a Contender now.
No, I agree. I think that because the sport's expanded so much.
Yeah, the level of competition on there, if you would have taken those, with the exception of certain guys like fucking Nate Diaz or
the winners. You got even like the losers are still getting title shots. 3 years
they're
down
still
the road.
doing good. 100%. Exactly.
They're still getting deals. Like the fighters that are seen as like not the top guys are still top elite fighters.
Yes.
You know, like there's no
as opposed to some of the people who we're not talking about today and that were in the Ultimate Fighter, they're working day jobs right now.
Yeah. That's true, man. And it was just like we said, like there's so many more clubs where guys can go and join, so many more academies, it's just everyone. Plus it's on TV, it's mainstream. ESPN picked it up. Like there's a lot of things involved in getting this sport out much bigger. Like I can't believe it finally got to where it is, man. I'm so happy that MMA is becoming as popular as it is. There's a bunch of freaking like lames, like there's still like those tap out shirt kind of guys still running around.
I remember when that was huge.
Oh my God. But it's a real fight, man.
I'm so glad I never owned one of those.
Yeah, no way. It's a real fight, man. That to me is fighting. Anyway.
Yo, we're getting to the time. We've been live for like an hour. So it's I don't know if you want to say the time, but it's the time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Who's the main event for this weekend?
It's Valentina Shevchenko defending her title against
oh my God, yes,
someone else. Yo, did you see the odds?
What, plus 800?
No.
What is it?
Valentina is minus, I think, 1,600 or some shit. It's like who's gonna bet on that?
The people who don't know what that means. You know what that means? That you have to bet. If she's minus 1,600 to win $100, you have to bet 1,600.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And so if you're plus 500, for every 100 you put in, you get 500.
For every 500 you put in, you get 100?
No. If you're
if you're plus 500, not minus 500.
Yeah, if you're plus 500, you put 100 in, you get 500. I didn't know that either. I learned that maybe about a year ago or so.
Well, yeah, that sounded a lot more rational than
so
how I thought that's calculated.
Real quick, and then we'll close it up. this weekend what's going to happen.
Valentina's going to smash that chick because Valentina's a fucking murderer. And I think, what are you thinking, Tim Means and Mike Perry? I know Tim Means is sitting on that fat extra money right now, though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Tim Means.
How?
I think he'll go to decision. I think he's gonna work him. I think he's gonna work him for 3 rounds, and he's gonna win a decision. Oh, we need to talk about the Paul Felder fight. I can't believe we didn't fucking talk about it.
Paul Felder's a murderer. They just extended his contract.
Yo,
They just gave him a new contract.
You know he's gonna be announcing this weekend, right?
Yeah, I know. Yo, bro, he did the Contender Series Tuesday night.
Jesus,
He fought on Saturday.
3 days later, this dude, he's already announcing.
And he got cracked.
Yes, he got beat up that whole fight.
Yeah.
He
When
got
he
beat
hit
up
him
the
with
whole
that
fight.
one fucking hook and he knew it cut him, he went, ah. And he turned to the camera and started bleeding. I was like, he knew it. It hit him right here.
Yeah, dude, whoever the fuck that ref was that gave him one of the refs gave him the fight.
One of the judges.
One of the judges gave him the fight.
Yeah.
And when he in his face, he was like,
Who was it? Mike Bisping? Was it Michael Bisping that was like, whoa, don't know who put that scorecard down, but you need a new job, buddy.
yeah, that's exactly what he said.
He said, you need to think about a new job, buddy.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. I don't know what he said. I don't know what fight he was watching.
Yeah.
I don't know what fight he was watching either.
Bro, I looked up how to be a judge. You apply through the New York State Athletic Commission. You don't apply through.
What do you need? What are the requirements? 10 fingers, 10 toes?
I don't even think so.
You had to have known somebody who thought about like watching a fight one day.
Yeah, not even. You have to know nothing about combat sports.
Yeah, you got to
If
be
you
able to use
trained
one of
at
those
all-
you got to have a thumb so you can use one of those clickers, and you got to be able to use both clickers
Yeah.
at the same time.
That's
so you
it.
can count punches.
If you
count hits.
If you've trained in the past anything, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, MMA, you're
Yeah.
not allowed. You're excluded automatically.
All those people are out,
Yeah.
except for the capoeira
Because
guys.
you might know what the fuck you're talking about.
How the fuck do they count strikes?
I think it's like a CompuBox thing. Like CompuBox is a computer system in boxing that counts strikes.
Yes.
It's like it monitors it automatically.
Okay,
I believe, if I'm correct with that.
so they don't even have to fucking count the strikes. They just got to
the
watch
judges,
it.
nah, the judges can't. They're given the stats. Like they're given. I'm sure that they have to be given.
They watch the fight and then they get the stats.
I think they do. I'm not. I don't know for sure.
That's
I know
a
the
good question,
analysts.
though.
I know the analysts get it.
Yeah.
Get the stats and stuff like in real time.
Yeah.
So that's why they're always like, this is the 28th leg kick landed by Felder. You know. So I wonder if the judges are privy to that information as well, because they should be. I mean, you should know the fucking facts about the fight because it's impossible. It depends on who you watch. I don't know about you, but sometimes I think somebody else is winning just because I seem to watch them more.
That happens
during
all the
contest.
time because I'm just staring at him. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
him to do some shit.
Yeah, if I'm
And it's like,
watching-
he did something.
If I'm
Oh, he
watching
did
Sean
something.
O'Malley fight,
Yes,
My eyes are on Sean O'Malley.
him and his leg.
Yeah.
I'm watching that fucking knee.
oh
'Cause
man, that's so
anything can
sad,
happen.
man.
Yeah,
That's
he
so
says he
sad.
doesn't. In his mind, he's still undefeated.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to.
He just had a baby. Congratulations to Sean O'Malley
Oh, good for him.
on his new
for him.
bundle of joy.
His hairstylist chick.
Yes,
Nice,
she has his baby.
nice.
And so it's gonna be. Listen, this is the year of the MMA babies. Platinum Mike Perry, Sean O'Malley.
True. Didn't Connor have a second, or was that last year?
I don't know. I'm not following.
Did he have a
the case.
second? I don't even fucking know.
Listen, that's it. Masters and none. Unless you guys say something, I want to cut you off.
Nah. I mean, I'm chilling. Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm chilling. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good to go. Yeah, man.
yeah. So, Masters and None, episode 007, GoldenEye
007.
is a wrap.
Beep.
That's it. I like that
All right,
sound.
bro.
I'm gonna sample that.